What's going on, guys? So we got more SPL action, more RBY action. We got Turbo Teen himself over here, Reyscarface versus Agmmemnon. I'm assuming the name is pronounced. And no team preview in RBY, so we can just jump right into it. So we have Lead Starmy with another one of these stupid nicknames that probably means something, but I don't get it, so it's stupid. So Lead Starmy versus Lead Jinx. This is pretty good for Reyscarface because he can T-Wave Jinx, or if he is carrying Surf or Hydro Pump or something, he can hit Jinx for a little bit of damage. And just slowly, because T-Wave is better though anyway, because even if it's Rest Jinx, it's gonna rest regardless. But getting into T-Wave offer the chance of para and letting things like Lax outspeed Jinx is always very useful. So Reyscarface can pretty much just stay in right here, at least for a little bit. Trying to see what happens if Agmmemnon's Jinx gets paired, then things will be better, but he gives it one turn and decides, you know what, not really worthwhile. Switch to Lax. I don't remember if Agmmemnon switches out. He does. Switches to Tauros to try and take advantage of the sleeping Starmie. So maybe Ray went to Lax just as because Lax at full health is pretty much a safety net for whatever Agmmemnon wants to bring in, which more than likely would be a Lax or Tauros of his own to take advantage of the Starmie. Then Lax should at least be able to scare it out, which is nice. So Lax can body slam here because no way Tauros wants to stay in on full health Lax. That trade is definitely not worthwhile. And Ray should be able to just stay in here and keep body slamming, or yeah, he EQs right there, scouting for counter, but he should be able to stay in here for at least a little bit, because even though Chansey will win 1v1 because the Chansey's unparalyzed, being able to pressure Chansey to get it to Tauros Hyper Beam range later on in the game, as well as just pressuring it out of soft boils is always nice. And Ray makes a very aggressive early play in self-destructs. Either wanting to just flat out get rid of the Chansey, maybe for a late game Zapdos or late game Alakazam, or maybe predicting the Exeggutor to come in because Agmmemnon doesn't want to stay in there with Chansey and just decides to boom. Both those plays were pretty viable. Either way though, if Ray has a late game Zam, then trying to get Chansey out of the way is very good, but either way, getting Aggie out of the way is always good. If you're going to trade Lax with something, Aggie's definitely what you want to trade it with to free up Tauros. However, Agmmemnon has the Starmie. Doesn't taste very good, but because the Starmie's out here, Tauros is a little bit limited on what it can do until the Starmie gets paralyzed or straight up removed from the game. Fortunately for Ray, though, he has a Chansey, so it's not that big of a deal. So we can just go to Chansey. Freeze always a little risky, but that's just the cojones that you kind of have to play with when you choose to play RBY. And Ray just fires off T-Wave, wanting to cripple the Starmie for the Tauros, and the Chansey on Agmmemnon's side smartly switches in, absorbing the para for Starmie. And then this also means that Chansey can't get frozen, which is nice. And because Ray's Lax is dead, the issue of Lax outspeeding Chansey is no longer an issue, so Chansey being parried here is actually not too shabby for Agmmemnon, even though Ray probably doesn't have anything to really fire off powerful ice moves, so just Ice Beam from Chansey is in general nice. But Tauros got in here while all that was going on, and we get crit body slam with the pair on Starmie, which is really unfortunate, or fortunate if you're a Ray fan, depending on who you're rooting for. But anyways, Tauros is going to be able to take care of Starmie, and that's a potential check. We see Slowbro in the last slot though, so Ray might be regretting booming with Snorlax that early, because the boom, if Slowbro gets out of hand, being able to boom with Lax is always nice. However, Chansey is inside, so Chansey can at least prevent it from going to work for a little bit, but it's not a surefire counter. Just PP stall it and pressure it a little bit. And we see Reflect Slowbro, which is definitely nice to help it beat physical attackers, take body slams, booms just a little bit nicer. That's typically what they run at, or T-Wave. So this means because amnesia is obvious, rest is a necessity as well. Because rest would be probably a necessity anyway, knowing the mechanics. Even if Slowbro did get like recover or something, but. And then in its hacking move, normally they carry T-Wave last, but Agmmemnon showing Reflect is good for Ray because, well, now he's not going to get paralyzed. So it's basically up to see whether it's Surf or Psychic. More than likely Surf, but we'll see later on. But while that's going on, RBY stuff is going on. We got Jinx in here doing Jinx things. We got Chansey in here doing Chansey things. And we see Jinx using the rest, so Jinx is using the good set. And not the Seismic Toss or the counter set, which is typically a little more appealing to newer players, but as I've discovered, rest is usually superior. Even on offensive teams. When I originally started like really getting into RBY, I thought rest was only like for stall teams. But I'm not actually, those other sets aren't bad, but like rest, especially in the modern meta, is just so much better in my opinion. But enough about Jinx. We got Chansey in here, paralyzed Chansey. Ray's Chansey doesn't want any part of that getting paired by the other Chansey, so he switches to Tauros, I guess expecting the soft boiled, and then decides to just straight up EQ, deciding that he doesn't need Tauros, which, if his last is Zam, he actually doesn't. Because Starmie is asleep. Starmie, you can assume with his last 4 has a pretty high chance to wake up in Aggie, which Aggie plus Chansey, unparalyzed Chansey, has a pretty high chance of handling Tauros. So I think that's an alright play there, and you got the lucky crit with Earthquake on the Chansey anyway, so that really helps Ray out. However, Tauros getting paralyzed gives Slowbro the opportunity to come in here and set up amnesias, and Slowbro can set them up very safely because of the way RBY works. Even if Slowbro gets paralyzed, Slowbro will still more than likely outspeed because when you boost your stats in RBY, the game basically thinks that your stat drops don't exist. So like if you get parried and your speed drops down 3, I think it's 3 in this gen. That's 2 or 3, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it has to be 3, so your speed drops down 3 and then you boost your stats up with something like Amnesia, those speed drops go away. But while all that's going on, Exeggutor works its way in here, which forces Slowbro out because it doesn't want to go to sleep. So now Jinx gets to come in here, burn a turn of its rest. Or Agmmemnon can maybe play aggressive and go back to Slowbro, but that doesn't make very much sense. And Ray's just going to take advantage and get his Tauros in on the sleeping Jinx. Fire off a body slam or whatever. And not too much wants to take a body slam. Slowbro is really the only thing. And Slowbro, I mean, if a crit can happen, but with the Tauros being paired, the likelihood of a crit drops significantly. So I can respect the Agmmemnon just wanting to burn a turn of sleep there with Jinx, especially because the Slowbros are Afflict variant as well. So a couple body slams go up. The Slowbro does get parried, but like I said, that doesn't really matter. And then of course Parry can do parry things, but Slowbro has access to rest. So yeah, now, as you see right there, that mechanic is in full effect as Slowbro is faster, and Ray gets hit with an unlucky para. Right there as Slowbro Psychics it to a KO. I can respect Ray for trying to weaken the Slowbro, but you have Aggie, which can always boom. They don't usually carry another attacking move though, so it's really just the threat of boom. But I mean that damage sucks, but I mean you're already paralyzed, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But because Slowbro's already set up, Chansey's not doing anything. And the special drop comes down, and we might actually see Slowbro beat this Chansey, this ginormous special while getting beat by a special attacker. In RBY, though, because of psychic special drops, that's actually not an uncommon thing. And Agmmemnon, Slowbro's definitely his win con right here, but he's electing to get damage on the Chansey. And is his Tauros parried? I don't believe so. So he's electing to try and whittle down Chansey, force it to use soft boileds, potentially even kill it. Actually, no, because of the way crits work. Never mind. I was going to say kill it with an untimely crit, but because of the way crits work, they ignore stat drops, so that wouldn't happen either. But he's content to pressure the Chansey for soft boiled, and then if something like Executor wants to switch in, then Agmmemnon's alright with that, especially because he has this Amnesia up. And Tauros is likely Ray's only physical attacker remaining, with the last more than likely being Alakazam, maybe Zapdos. But it's more than likely Zam, just based on the way his team looks. To me, at least. But RBY is not exactly a difficult thing to learn team building for, so Slowbro rests up, and because it has the +2 boost, Chansey's not doing anything to it. And so Agmmemnon takes advantage, not wanting to take any T-bolts, not wanting any BS to go on. Just decides to go to Jinx and take the opportunity to get Jinx awake, so it can be useful again. And so just a Starmie right there, just to take a Blizzard after T-waving the Jinx, because Chansey's slower. And the way RBY works, if you wake, like after you rest, or just wake up in general, you can't attack the turn you wake up. So that's why he was able to sort of get that T-wave off, because Ray can count. So switches to Starmie right there, Parrot goes off. So it's a little unfortunate because Starmie can stick around a little longer, but it doesn't really matter. And now Chansey is going to come back in. Maybe trying to take advantage of a predicted rest from the Jinx. Or maybe predicting a Tauros because, yeah, he predicted Tauros right there because Chansey's still high enough HP to beat it. Tries to pair it. Chansey's not really low enough to where the double, actually, it might have been worthwhile. I don't remember how much fucking Body Slam does though. I think Body Slam does like 30. I think it's just outside of Body Slam range. I don't remember the max roll, but I think max is like 35.8 or something. So Chansey's probably just outside the range of Body Slam. Otherwise, he probably would have doubled there to pressure the Chansey. So he just T-waves, forces Chansey to burn just another soft boil, just another feather in the cap, I guess. Not really a big deal. Body Slam, another pair on the first try for Body Slam. So I think Slowbro is just outside of Hyper Beam range though by a couple %. So Ray has to pair. Ray has to go for Body Slam and try and get a pair here, which he does, and he doesn't even have to lock into Hyper Beam and deal with any of that. So he can just go for Body Slam, but RBY at its finest right here, as Ray gets paired, and Agmmemnon Slowbro is allowed to rest off. So yeah, this is just RBY at its finest. Ray can try and get some crits here, however the Tauros being paired is it's just really unfortunate, and this is why Slowbro is easily one of the most underrated mods in the gen. Ray's gonna switch out though, maybe to the last mon or to the Executor. Yeah, it is the Executor. Agmmemnon gets a little nah. Goddamn, what was I even saying? I don't even remember what I was saying. I was about to say that he got lucky because he woke up, but that's not really lucky. But he gets Aggie in on Slowbro. Agmmemnon has to switch out because that's another war he can win. Because he carries either Surf or Psychic as his only attacking move. And so he goes to Jinx right there, pretty much to absorb a sleep. That's what he has to do. Gets a crit there, and then the next one is a special drop. So Ray gets a little lucky on those Psychic exchanges. But it's not a big deal because Agmmemnon still has a Chansey left. And Jinx is still at high enough HP to where he can take the 2 and rest up, and Ray doesn't have anything like Double Edge to hit Jinx, which is very rare on Executor. Not really all that good, even though I've used it a few times. It's not bad, but if you're gonna run a mixed Aggie, then Hyper Beam is generally better, in my opinion. So Ray's getting a lot of these crits here. Doesn't get any special drops on Chansey, so we can't really beat it with psychics yet. Gets a special drop right there though as I speak, and Aggie is doing pretty well. Interesting thing to notice about Agmmemnon's team is that he is not using Slowbro. Or, wow, I guess he's not using Slowbro. He's not using Snorlax. It looks like he's using Slowbro in that move slot, which I guess is sort of the best thing to replace it with. That's just kind of interesting because Slowbro, wow, I'm getting mixed up. Snorlax is typically thought of as the second or third best Mon in RBY. I think it's kind of like a 2A, 2B situation with Exeggutor, but it's just interesting, and I guess we can't really build a good team without Tauros, but it shows that you can build a good team without Snorlax. But, oh yeah, Agmmemnon gets a little angry in chat. Well, I say angry, quote unquote, because of the fact that Ray's getting really lucky with these crits and with these special drops. And because, once again, Ray can count he gets a sleep. He just goes for sleep powder on Jinx, and is able to put it back to sleep right after it wakes up. So Jinx has been asleep most of the match, and now we can just go back to firing off these psychics, and can force Chansey to burn more soft boiled. And if we get some crits and some special drops, Aggie's looking very nice. So can I hover over it and see how many they've used? Oh no, it's not like a game. Okay. That would actually be very useful. Whoever runs the replays, that would be extremely useful to see like how many of these they have left, like as far as their PP is concerned, because I don't feel like counting. And then another crit on Jinx, so at this point Reyscarface is on his DJ Khaled, another one, and these crit psychics, but he's burning these psychics up. Like I think he must only have 7 or 8 psychics left. Which isn't good because most Exeggutors typically carry Sleep Powder, Psychic Explosion, and then another move. Usually Hyper Beam, Double Edge, or Mega Drain. So with these Psychics running out, it's not very... Or Stun Spore as the last move. I almost forgot about that. So if Ray isn't too careful with those Psychics, things might not be looking very good. However, Agmmemnon played very smart in forcing Ray to put the Jinx to sleep, which means that the Slowbro can come in on Exeggutor and not worry about being put to sleep. And I mean, Ray has Starmie. Yeah, so he doesn't in his last, which is probably Zam. So I don't think he's running Mega Drain Exeggutor. He might be running it if it's Zapdos, but like I said, Zapdos, well, it's probably the second most likely. It's just way more than likely Zam is the last. So I don't think Agmmemnon has to worry about Mega Drain to hit the Slowbro. Even then, I don't really think it's an issue because it can set up the Amnesia and then still be in a pretty nice spot. So Chansey's coming in here doing Chansey things, just being fat. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. Just because now we're getting to the RBY parts of the game. Now, so we get Aggie, and on Chansey as Tauros comes in. Hold on, let me rewind that back for a second. So, Sleeping Starmie on Chansey. Obviously Tauros is coming in from Agmmemnon's power. Okay, so that's why that happened. So Ray predicts Tauros to come in and brings Aggie in, and then Agmmemnon has to switch to Tauros there. Like, not switching to Tauros there is a travesty, because even though you can say, well, Ice Beam on the Aggie and get some percentage on it, or, you know, it's a Starmie that's asleep, it's like, you have to switch to Tauros there. Especially because, like, an Ice Beam freeze is really the only thing that makes that play worthwhile. At least in my opinion, because giving Starmie the opportunity to wake up is much worse than the little bit of percent that you might get on Aggie. Well, not a little bit, it's like a third, but still. So Slowbro, special drop. I'm gonna speed this up to normal. I'm tired of this game now. This is my problem with RBY, especially like narrating it. So I think games are always long, and it's always like a war of attrition. Like whoever runs out of soft boils first, or whoever gets the right opportunity to boom onto, you know what I'm saying, but like yeah, we just got no pair on the Slowbro, so now Slowbro can rest right there. Smart play. Trying to play conservative. Yeah, rest was definitely the more proper play. Once again though, we got the Tauros coming in here. Chansey. Hyper Beam miss. Ray needed a crit though, I believe. Well, it's rolls at that range, definitely. He gets his crit that he's looking for, but he gets it on Slowbro, so things are looking grim for Ray. Because now full health Agmmemnon Toro can come in on the low health paralyzed Tauros from Ray. However, he decides to go to Blizzard for some reason. I don't think he lost anything from Body Slam. Maybe trying to hit Exeggutor a little bit harder, but I still don't think that was the proper play there. But it's not really like it matters because he can just Body Slam and get lucky by getting a para and kill the Starmie. So Agmmemnon's Tauros definitely well trained. Definitely been groomed and bred at the peak of Mount Silver, facing the harshest of snowstorms for the well trained body. Never loses speed type either, I bet. No, that's my Tauros, but enough of the pointless banter. Just we got Chansey v Chansey in here right now. It goes to Tauros. I guess Ray's just really trying to push his situation with some luck because things are looking grim. Low health Sleeping Jinx. Agmmemnon decides that's the least useful mon. This means that Aggie can put something else to sleep though. Actually, the Chansey is paralyzed if I remember correctly, so more than likely Aggie's gonna be booming on something. And Ray decides to sack his Chansey right here, tried to get a switch in. The last is Zam, so the hope has been restored. Because Chansey's not exactly that high, and ooh, Ray does not predict the Chansey. Well, I'm sure he thought of it, but no, it just wasn't his thing. And then Agmmemnon, what happens here? Okay, so I'm gonna try and go. What the fuck? Why did it just reset? Play. Okay, good thing I can count. So turn 86. Pause. Okay, we need to go back here. We need to go back. Alright, so let's backtrack a little bit, try and see what happened. That led us to Agmmemnon deciding to make that play on the Zam. So we have Tauros v Tauros. Let's slow it back down. So Ray goes to Chansey right here. Rip headphone users. But Ray sacks Chansey to get the free switch to his Alakazam, which did turn out to be his last. Okay. So Agmmemnon has to go to Chansey right here, so Tauros doesn't get paralyzed, and hope that Ray chokes to paralyze the Zam. Alright. So is that his play? I don't even remember what happened. Did he paralyze Alakazam? In which case I can understand why he did that, because even if he soft boiled, an unparalyzed Alakazam will 100% beat Chansey one-on-one. So if he goes for T-Wave right here, I'm alright with that. I'm alright with this exchange, rather. But he goes for Ice Beam. What the fuck? Was he trying to go for the freeze? That has to be the only logical explanation. But I don't know. You definitely have soft boils left. It's like, well, then again, I'm not sure. Yeah, I can understand that play. Oh wait. I think I know what went on. Okay, so I'm pretty sure he's trying to get him into crit body slam range. Okay. Alright, now things are making sense. He's trying to get the Zam into crit body slam range. Because the Iggie's paralyzed, if I remember correctly. No, the Iggie's just low. This could still be a problem for Agmmemnon. But I think that's why he went for that that play with the ice beam. Well, plus he got the crit with the set kick. Ray's been getting these crits like all game long with the set kicks. That's just random thought. That's how I feel like RBY goes a lot usually. There's usually at least one player who gets crits with sidekicks more than not. I don't know why that is. That's just kind of one of those little funny things, kind of like Stone Edge had the crits and misses. Obviously, that's not true, but But I think that's why he made that play right there to get him into crit body slam range with Tauros, and I think that's Agmmemnon's only hope. However, Zam can para or just go for T-Wave and just lower the crit chance of the Tauros significantly. And yeah, Ray just goes for T-Wave right here. Now the Tauros' chance to crit is a lot lower. Gets him into crit hyper beam range actually. My mistake. How much would crit body slam do? Crit body slam would probably only do like 70. So yeah, that's my mistake. Crit hyper beam range. I just got the two moves mixed up. So now it's paralyzed Tauros versus paralyzed Tauros. You might think this play doesn't make much sense. He can just go to Exeggutor and explode, but explosion from Iggy does not KO from this range. I think it does like 81 or something. So Ray basically, because Agmmemnon did get the crit right there on the Zam, Ray basically needs to win a speed tie right here and land a body slam and have no RBY shenanigans happen. So unfortunately, he does not win the speed tie, and Tauros is going to be able to basically clean up right here. And yeah, I'm just gonna put it on fast mode, and that's pretty much how the game goes. Ray just goes for the goes for the psychic, hoping for the full para from Tauros. So I mean, he still could have won if he got the full para, but none of that went down, as the luck was in Agmmemnon's favor at the end of the game, able to go for the hyper beam, no RBY shenanigans, and that is not going to go in the favor of Turbo Teen in the left corner, and Agmmemnon is going to take that. Both players played pretty well. Definitely not an exhibition of skill, more so just an exhibition of RBY, which sometimes you get some nice RBY games. Other times though this happens, but it's still definitely exciting to watch because either player definitely could have won. And yeah, it's just RBY. You either enjoy it as it is or you don't. So anyways, hope you all enjoyed All Quiet and stuff because it's late, but hopefully it'll still be a fun video regardless. And yeah, peace friends.